the same way we defecate.
Hello Shelly, my name is Nicole. I am here like at the hotel. I am here strictly to do whatever I have to. To seduce you. I will rub you down and make you get so naked so I can take your virginity slowly, you see. Sorry about that, it must be the cigarettes or the cancer, I'm not sure, anyway sit right there where I get a cigarette. I should really stop smoking, it is not how you say in America. Ouch. Oh. Don't worry about these noises, I am fine, I promise, let me get sexy time going.
Hey, my name is Steve and I'm the guy you were supposed to seduce, but you never put the mouthpiece on me. Did you fall asleep? Hello, ma'am. Nicole, whatever your prostitute name is, are you awake? Holy shit, I get a dead prostitute and I'm strapped to a chair, naked and afraid. This totally beats the show. What the hell? I wonder if I'll get blamed for this. If I do, will I be in prison by tomorrow and be some guy's bitch? Here comes the wind-up and the pitch. It's time for me to go off like an 8 o'clock, beating his chest after watching the movie Planet of the Apes. I wonder if he really thinks that these apps on TV are real. I wonder if he gets some sort of appeal, knowing one day, maybe in the near future, that apes will be taking over humanity. Who the hell would run the internet? Shit, how am I going to get this prostitute out of this bed? Fuck. How the hell am I going to get myself out of this chair? And why the hell am I still worried about pop culture? The hell is wrong with me? Did she sleep something in my ass when my drunkenness told her to come up and be sexy Nicole and speak some weird language I can barely understand her here? Shit, this will be a narrator's voice someday. It will probably sound like this. As he realized the prostitute is dead, he then started to feel nothing but dread. I wonder what's on YouTube. What the hell? These are the thoughts of an AI guy, but my name is Guy. By the way, she's pretty hot and she's still warm to the touch. If you're wondering, I got out of the chair about 2 minutes ago. Do you think I should keep on going and acting like this is just some sort of game? I mean, we would know the difference. Wait a minute, now I'm thinking about having sex and fucking a prostitute who's probably most likely dead tired. I could say, as 22 cops take me away in handcuffs, maybe I'm just overthinking this. Maybe she's just a bitch and she wants to get paid and act like she's falling asleep. That's it, I'm leaving and I'm not asking questions. But before I go, let me see if her mouth's still warm. Yeah, that's the end of that joke, and by the way, she's dead. And I'm running the fuck out of here. Drop the recorder. Wait and go back and get the recorder cause it was inexpensive. Didn't tell her about the recorder, thank God. Do apes believe in God? Really got to watch that new movie, Planet of the Apes, World Domination, or whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, I'm back at home feeling great. I just seen on the news on Hooker died from cancer. They're calling it murder-suicide and they're looking for some guy. What an asshole, they couldn't even give this person a name. Oh shit, somebody's banging at the door. Be right back.
Doing is, all these people, the entire report was pretty routine. They did their job, they got their shot, they got their report, and then they left. They streamed it live. So while they were doing it, all these people are tuned in, watching this news report live, just outside of the forest where who was in Hamada City to report on this crazy case, decided to set up their TV camera so it was pointing towards the dark entrance of that spooky forest that Miyako would walk through to get back to her dorm. And so this TV news reporter's got their microphone and, they're standing with the forest entrance right behind them, and the cameraman's filming, looking towards this opening of the forest. And the actual report was pretty generic. I mean, this reporter was basically saying, well, coming at you live from Hamada City, just outside of the forest where perhaps Miyako was killed. And it was just like that. It was just kind of talking about the case, and there was nothing to it. At least not to the TV reporter and the cameraman who were on site. Because for them, the entire report was pretty routine. They did their job, they got their shot, they got their report, and then they left. But they streamed it live. So while they were doing it, All these people are tuned in, watching this news report live in front of this forest. And something really unsettling happened on this broadcast. While that news reporter was talking, another voice began to be heard by people watching this broadcast. And it was not the cameraman, and it was certainly not the TV journalist. It was a woman's voice. And there was no woman anywhere near the shot. And after the fact, the journalist and the cameraman would also attest that there was nobody around. It was just them. But this detached, very pained voice said very clearly, and all these people heard it live, "This is very painful. Why only me?"
広島県北広島町の我流山の林道の入り口です。今日の捜索は午後5時で終了し、私の後ろに張られていた規制線も現在は解かれています。
And so after this...
See, here's the thing. I don't know, obviously, Chinese, but, yeah, it makes you wonder. And if you guys can hear this, just imagine what I can hear.
It is now time to explain to people just what's wrong with me.
A Philosophical Odyssey, rhyming through life's lessons. Canto 1, The Spark of Curiosity. In realms of thought, where wisdom gleams, I pen this tale, chasing sanity's dreams. Philosophy's dance, a playful art, unveiling truths, with a jester's heart. From tender age, my mind did roam, questioning origins, our cosmic home. Where do we come from? What's our fate? These riddles of life, a playful debate. Canto 2, Threads of Human Tapestry. Through winding paths, life's stories I sought, each soul a chapter, with lessons taught. The triumphs, trials, and dreams they weave, a tapestry grand, where hearts believe. Annihilation, the word I bestow, not ending's gloom, but a truth we must know. For in our bonds, we find our grace, a symphony's echo, in time and space. Canto 3, The Cosmic Classroom. 13, A dreamer with eyes to the stars, astronomy's magic, celestial bars. But youthful folly, a detour's call, Juvi's cold walls, a humbling fall. Yet wisdom's seeds, in darkness sown, from missteps thorns, a garden grown. Through laughter and tears, the lessons clear, we learn and we rise, year after year. Canto 4, The Philosopher's Quest. Emerging from shadows, a newfound quest, to seek out the truth, put life to the test. Through ancient texts and modern minds, I sought out answers of various kinds. I debated with scholars in hallowed halls, and pondered with monks behind silent walls. From east to west, my journey did span, in search of wisdom, to understand. Canto 5, The Jester's Wisdom. But wisdom's not found in books alone. In laughter and joy, its seeds are sown. So I donned the cap of the jester's trade, with wit and whimsy, my truths conveyed. I poked fun at pomposity and pride, and challenged the norms that society tied. With playful rhymes and a mischievous grin, I exposed the folly of human sin. Canto 6, The Unseen Order. Through laughter's lens, a pattern I spied, an order unseen, where chaos did hide. The universe vast, a cosmic ballet, each atom in motion, a part of the play. From quantum quirks, to galactic swirls, a dance of creation, where wonder unfurls. The more I observed, the clearer it seemed. We're all interconnected, in this grand scheme. Canto 7, The Eternal Echo. My tale now ends, but the journey goes on, through generations, till time is gone. The wisdom I sought, I freely impart, an echo of laughter, in every heart. So go forth and seek, with a curious mind, and let your laughter ring out unconfined. For in this grand odyssey, we'll find our way, and dance to the rhythm of each passing day. More to come. Sincerely, Jimmy James.
Shoulders. It's not. You might be worried that you're going to do the wrong thing or fail. You might, but everything will be okay. Because for some reason, against all conceivable odds, you're on this weird rock. This planet that births life, life that births more life, novel life, intelligent life, you. In this unknowable vacuum of potential nihility, you have this playground, this consciousness, this capacity for wonder, emotion, and thought. The only real mistake you can make is to not recognize this, To never relax and enjoy the hilarious and enthralling absurdity of it all. To realize that it all means nothing beyond itself, and to find freedom and inspiration in this thought. To explore and connect with what it can mean to be a you on a rock, in a solar system, in a galaxy, in a universe, in a who knows what. To be kind and decent. To have fun, to love, to laugh, to cry, to try, to fail, to live. And to remember that no matter whatever happens, you can still do all of this. No matter what you do in life, worst case is you try your best, you be yourself, and you do what you can do with compassion, honesty, effort, and understanding, and it goes worst case. And then you move on, like everything else.
That was Pursuit of Wonder. That was not the full video. I will put the link in the description below. A reason to stop worrying. Watch this whenever you're stressed or anxious. This video helped me years ago. It came out 5 years ago. I am subscribed to him. I haven't caught up with any of his latest stuff, but this is probably one of the most viewed videos in his collection, and this is probably one of the most times I've told people to go listen to it. I have played it on this show once before, like the whole thing, but I think it got cut out for copyright. This is years ago. So instead of me even trying to do that, I figured I would record just a little bit of it so you guys can catch it. It really, he makes a really great philosophy view on something I'm trying to push forward right now. Anyway, that's all I have to say. That's Pursuit of Wonder, a reason to stop worrying. Watch this whenever you're stressed or anxious. This has over 10.5 million views.
The same way we defecate, and
I want you guys to hear this from Terrence Howard. This is just his analogy on how the planets are born. I've watched most of this, and I've been studying astronomy since I was 9. Most of you know this if you're new to the show. I talk about everything, life and beyond, but the universe is my love. That is, like, we're going to talk about hobbies. So this is controversial, yes, but be open-minded for a second.
That's so crazy. He explains exactly.
He's about to talk about how planets are made. They're not made from their local stars, their local star, and they're made within. And I'm going to let you hear this part, and then I'm going to share my opinion, and just for a different view on these two different things. And you might be surprised.
How he built it, all the angles of incidence, all
talking about a hexagon, not a hexagon. He's talking about how he not him, but a buddy with software program rebuilt Saturn with no gravity.
All of that is so it can be a repeated experiment.
I was on board up until the part that there's no dark matter or dark energy, even though, yeah, we haven't detected it, and you need that proof, and that's what scientists are still working on. Just remember that we're only really 50 years, not even, I'd say 30 years into hardcore, since Hubble came out, hardcore knowing the universe. Let's just say since like after 1990. So that's what, 34 years.
But they've ignored this. This is in the beginning of my book. You go to my book, that's the first page on there. Before you even open it up, I've got this, and we rebuilt the Milky Way galaxy.
Here, listen to this.
The same way, and it predicts the star arrangement better than NASA does. And
okay. NASA has a thing, you can go to it. It predicts the star arrangements. I'm just making a note because I will be coming back to this. I'm going to be cutting it up. That's my mental note there. Star arrangement versus his model, which I have not seen.
And this is without dark matter. This is without dark energy. This is without the standard models.
Is dark matter, dark energy, are they primarily...
By the way, I want to make sure I keep this on the show. I've been saying this. I'd never really watched Joe Rogan. I never did. For some reason, I just thought, hey, he was able to get people that are celebrity, well-known people. That's it. Doesn't make you a good host. Like I said, just because you have a hammer in your hand, this is an old one, doesn't make you a carpenter. Just because you have a mic and a headset does not make you good at doing a podcast, even though this is technically YouTube, not a fucking podcast.
Theoretical?
That's all theoretical. They've never witnessed it, and we couldn't prove that Michelson-Morley experiment that they did in 1887, which said that there was no effect because they tried to move a table around and change the angle.
Michael, I'll get into that. Another note. Joe Rogan sucks at interviewing people. I'm sorry. He either needs people to tell him or how to ask questions and how to stop somebody in the middle of explaining something and then jumping onto a different subject, which, trust me, I have plenty of experience in. And you figure this is 2,152 episodes for him. You think he would learn how to do that. And still, he has, of today, this was made 3 weeks ago, and it's today, June 9th, 9.4 million views. I would love to be as shitty as Joe and make that much money and talk to fascinating people. And then ask questions like, how is this made? And you hear his responses by going, whoa, I feel like we could do like an 80-hour podcast. First of all, that's not funny. Second of all, what a weird number. 80-hour? Why wouldn't you just say, I feel like we could sit here and do a podcast until the end of time? That sounds more like professional and more where people would believe it. 80 hours? What? Yeah, that's not in this, but all right, getting on.
Of incidents for light to see if the light changed when you move the table. The experiment is like this. The mental experiment is like this.
I have to hear this again.
They've never witnessed it, and we couldn't prove that Michelson-Morley experiment that they did in 1887, which said that there was no effect because they tried to move a table around and change the angle of incidence for light to see if the light changed when you move the table. The experiment is like this. The mental experiment is like this. If you're going to experiment, you have an A structure and you have an idea of how A behaves, and you have a thought that if you put A in a particular situation, it's going to turn into B. So let's picture it hypothetically like you have a bar that's maybe 6 inches long of iron, and you say, okay, well, I think if it goes into the freezer that it's going to get shorter. So you're supposed to have 2 exact bars 6 inches out and leave one outside of the freezer and put one in the freezer, and then you compare them after you see it. So A over X is equal to R times B over X. R is the result or the change between them.
X is the amount of time, just in case you don't know math, and I'm taking a wild guess that I think X means the X amount of time.
B is the change that occurs. R is what fraction or the X that you use in order to get back to A or to convert it to B.
Jesus Christ, all you have to say is you put 2 metal bars in a freezer, leave one out, keep one in for X amount of time, let's say a day, and see what one changes. That's all you had to say. But, you know, he's a genius and all that, and Terrence Howard.
What they did with the Michelson-Morley experiment, because they could not get out of the ether. They couldn't step outside of the ether because it's everything around us. So they couldn't tell a difference, whether they saw no result, no change. So they assumed there was a void, that there was no ether there. And that's when particle physics took off.
Okay, this is the part I wanted to record, even though it was 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Here we go.
Lorentz, a great physicist that everybody loved, entered a paper in 1904 where he was continually explaining the ether the same way that Maxwell, all of his theories came off of there being an ether, but he was still limited by Newtonian laws and the Coulomb force of opposites attracting. When it's the positive, it's the things that are alike that attract. But he believed that the ether was still and the space was flat. And so space-time, or Einstein relativity, came as a result of them taking the ether away. And for 100 years, we've walked down this particle physics world that's all theoretical. And here I've patented these wave conjugations that is the ether, is the contraction of the ether and the expansion of it. And on top of that, the proof of it was I've been able to build new industries from it. If you go to
Shit, I might have actually missed the part, but yeah, that's Terrence Howard. This is when he was doing an interview with, that guy. I'm going to rewind it really quickly because it's only like a couple seconds long. It's about what he talks about with the planets. I think I missed it. Yeah. I'm going to try to keep Joe Rogan's voice off of this.
That's when we get our first geometry. So this is the proof that the universe is not infinite, but finite. Because
I disagree there.
Because you could not have shape without the returning waves, and the waves would not return unless it was bouncing off of the edge of something.
Look how strange that is.
Bingo.
Look how strange that hexagon on the top of Saturn is.
First of all, he has a picture. He has multiple pictures. This is Joe Rogan. He has multiple pictures of Saturn in front of him. It says Saturn. You should know this anyway, regardless. But Saturn, and just in case you don't, that's fine. Saturn is the only gas giant, not a planet, whatever, planet that has a hexagon. Like that shape of a hexagon, like a stop sign on the top. Now listen how he says, look how, what does he say, how weird it is?
Off of the edge of something.
Remember that.
Look how strange that is.
Bingo.
Look how strange that hexagon on the top of Saturn is.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, that's Saturn, right?
Yep.
Or that's Saturn, right? After they were talking about Saturn for about 30 minutes, there was no other planets mentioned or shown in this video, just to give you an idea of what you deal with and how stupid you have to be and can be to make your own podcast. If that doesn't give you enough confidence, then nothing's going to. This dude has pictures in front of him. Saturn's been mentioned multiple times. They literally said this is how we rebuild Saturn without gravity. And that's what he said. But the interesting part is right here.
And we don't even, and
that is so crazy.
He explains exactly how he built it, all the angles of incidence, all the pressure systems that he used, all of that is so it can be a repeated experiment. But they've ignored this. This is in the beginning of my book. You go to my book, that's the first page on there. Before you even open it up, I've got this, and we rebuilt the Milky Way galaxy the same way, and it predicts the star arrangement better than NASA does. And this is without dark matter, this is without dark energy, this is without the standard models.
Is dark matter dark energy?
I'm gonna go right back. It was right before that Joe Rogan guy said the stupidest thing I thought anybody could say. Like either you're not watching, you're not paying attention. Is that why he never asks good questions? Sounds like it's shiny.
But you can change.
I gotta go forward. I don't know where I missed this part, and now I feel like an asshole. I'm gonna have to stop this. What Terrence Howard says right here absolutely makes sense, and I get it.
Like if you picture dropping a pebble into a pond or a pool, everything expands in these longitudinal waves,
right?
Perfect spheres, unless there's something else in there. But when it hits the edge, it also
comes back. See, this was very interesting to me because I was actually just thinking about this. This was going to be on my next show when I was going to talk about something. It has a lot to do with it. I don't want to give it away. This is just a note to self. But it's kind of weird that I was just talking about light and, something I've never talked about before. So I hope you guys are going to find my next show interesting. I'll be doing it tonight. I'm working on part 1 of it tonight. It's just going to be all one part. Might be about an hour or 2 long.
Starts bouncing its way back, and when these returning waves meet expanding waves,
what happens?
That's when we get our first geometry. So this is the proof that the universe is not infinite, but finite.
See, that doesn't prove anything. I'm sorry, you cannot prove that the universe is not infinite by dropping a stone into a pool or anything. That does not prove A, does not prove B there. I don't know what else to say. I think people that know how to use their head, and trust me, I'm very open-minded about this. I understand what he's saying, but that's not. You remember what he said? If there's nothing in the pool. So he kind of blew himself out of the water on that one. No pun intended.
Because you could not have shape without the returning waves, and the waves would not return unless it was bouncing off of the edge of something.
Look how strange that is.
Bingo.
Look how strange that.
I swear he said what I wanted you guys to hear. It had to be before, I guess it was way before that.
What? I am. I'm a bit of a skeptic.
Oh yeah, the computer wasn't working or something. It's called being frozen and needs a restart. The reason why the computer wasn't working, and they didn't mention this, is because they had like 800 pop-ups on his computer. I can count, in this picture, I can't even count how many pop-ups are on his computer. I don't give a shit. Unless they have like a super quantum computer, they have more pop-ups than... I was going to make a really bad joke there. I want to keep this serious.
It's the arrangement of linchpins and the axis on which they are spinning information to each other.
Sorry, that's the guy explaining the video. Where did he say what he said?
Right, that's all kind of ego-based.
The wife asked, you can create any planet. Like, okay. Which makes sense.
In there. But when it hits the edge, it all starts bouncing its way back, and when it meets with...
I'm kind of pissed that he might have said it before the video, and I just was watching, and I got, I'm like caught up trying to...
Uganda, I was like, look.
Yeah. I'll just tell you what he says.
I don't know.
Because I gotta go, but I'm actually running to the store. So what's funny is Terrence Howard said, I can't quote every word, or just in case I miss a word here, I'll have to look it up. The planets, because breathing in and out, if you guys are familiar with any of his stuff about breathing in and out, how the universe is made and so forth, that you're basically... Sorry, I gotta turn this off. Okay, planets are made from the inside. So, the red spot on Jupiter, and he said after billions of years, or, he used the word billions, 1-2 billion years, that red spot is a planet, or going to be some form of a planet or moon. And it's gonna come out just like gas, his word, how we take a shit, basically. It's going to shit a planet out, right? Do you understand what he's saying there? Now, I can be open-minded about a planet being made from nothing and then making itself. Yes, there's ways, because really, there is no evidence as of today that humans, meaning as a species, as scientists, we don't know how planets are formed. We don't know how stars are formed. We don't even know how black holes are formed. We don't know any of that. Our best guesstimate, and this is mainstream media, not me, is that stars, stardust, and all that shit, what we call, okay, that's stardust. It's just words, they're made up words. Everything was made, every word was made up. I love that line in Avengers. All words are made up. You made that word up. Nevertheless, all words are made up. I'll probably stick that in there. But anyway, yeah. I believe that a planet could be made like that. Because there is no... today, we still don't have proof. Like, okay, we know the sun is there, correct? Because we feel its heat, we've seen it, we observed it, all that. But we have no proof how the sun was made. We don't know if it was made by gases, right? We don't know. But it was made somehow. Was it made by the gas of another exploding star? Possibly. Was it made from nothing? Possibly. Guess what? It's 50-50. What I'm saying, versus everything else. I could be wrong, I could be right. You have no evidence to back that up, that it isn't right or it is right. You know what I mean? So Terrence Howard's saying, it's kind of threw me off, which I can agree to him, because I am very open-minded to this, is that Jupiter is going to shit out, or, the gas out, eventually over time it will harden up and be a ball. I get it from the hardening up, making into a hard object or whatever. Spiritual. Oh my god. In 7 minutes, I gotta figure that out. Anyway, it's going to be made into a sphere of some sort, and that's going to be a moon, a planet, or what have you. Not only do I not believe that, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I like ridiculous thinking. Okay? But here's the thing. I can't say that he's wrong or he's right. But that by far is to me, at the end of the universe, there's nothing but bananas. That possibly is the most stupidest thing to think of. But once again, even I can't prove to myself or you guys that there is or isn't, and vice versa, correct? Okay, so you're kind of on the same page here. Now, where this really took a turn for me is I was doing, and still doing, I'm doing a show on EVPs. I'm not sharing any EVPs, and I'm going to share my gift with you guys for real, and it has a lot to do with this stuff, what we're talking about. Cause I say, I'll use the word stardust and stuff like that. Like, hey, we're all made of stardust. It's just a word. I'm not saying that. We're made of the shit that's in stars. That is scientifically proven, I guess. You know what I mean? But, that's about as much as I'll share with Terrence Howard. Also the flower of life, but that's pretty much the only thing besides the light particles, which he thinks there's no gravity. There is no such thing as gravity. Gravity is light, which is kind of weird because before I even heard that episode or his speech or any of his lectures, I was actually thinking about bringing the light process that's been on my mind with the spiritual side because of what I'm going to be talking about. And if you don't find any of that interesting, that's fine. But I've been living with this. This is not ADHD. It could be related. I believe it's related. Because of the hyperfocus. And people without it, they might not believe me or understand because you don't have it. It's weird. That's why, it's like people with PTSD, or people without PTSD, I should say, might not understand what somebody with PTSD is going through, or bipolar, or any alphabetical disease. You know how I like to say that. But, yeah. I just pretty much did a show almost without doing a show, but I gotta get my shit set up. But first I'm going to the store, and then I am going to shave and shower, and then I'm gonna sit down, get comfortable, and share a lot that I have never shared before with anybody. I would say not anybody on the internet. And even, I would have to say, a lot of people, except a select handful, know exactly what I'm about to share with you. Let's put it like this. God doesn't even know all the details, and I'm about to share to you. And I mean, I don't mean God in like the religion way. I mean God in like whatever the fuck made us. Whoever, whatever, however. Alright? And the reason why I put the Terrence Howard in there is because it has a lot, and I mean a lot, to do with this. And it kind of threw me for a loop. Alright. It is 2:51 a.m. The reason why I'm up and not sleeping is because I was up for 3 days and I slept for like a good 8 to 10 hours, and I am in a lot of pain. I'll tell you why. I really don't think you guys give a shit, other than the reason why, this is one of the reasons why I'm talking about this, is my niece will be popping up into this. She was 6 years old when she passed, and I just had to repaint her little little memorial we had out in the back, or it's not a memorial. Anyway, what the hell you call it? A monument. Oh my god. It's a, see, I can listen to them right now, which I'll get in. I wanted to do a trailer, so hopefully I have enough here I can cut together and do a trailer. Alright, I'll be right back. And I hope you guys really stay tuned for the show. I think this is going to be probably one of the best things I put together personally. This is personal stuff that I have not shared, once again, not shared with only but maybe 2 or 3 people, and I have not shared, I mean, the whole 9 yards here. I'm not talking about, I've done 4 or 5 readings in my life. I might have said that, but I have not shared the whole life part to it yet. And I actually have a surprise in there, and it also contains Google. So I hope you guys stick around. This is Jimmy James saying this is just notes before the show. Just notes before the show. Be right back. I think, or I hope. How does time work again? I gotta go ask Terrence here. Hey, what's up? This is Jimmy James. I'm doing a test. I'm walking to the store and testing the mic from here, holding it, walking, holding it still. And I think it's coming out pretty good, honestly. You can ask me here. There's this little part of the mic I'm actually gotta check out. 22 wires on the I don't feel taking it off. That's pretty cool. Still recording. Just checking for feedback noise. Anything? Do you hear any of that? Me tapping? Now I gotta make it. So, I'm doing a show about, I don't really need my phone now. Cool. With the battery, I don't know. Anyway, these headsets work out way better than I thought. They don't wait. My heart is 125. Let's try that again. I don't link my gosh. I have like the essentials. I have to check my heart myself. I like the walking part, but I don't need it for fucking control, shit like that. Even though I gotta admit, Chris is a watch, it's really nice. It's an Apple watch, this is the fucking one that I don't need to do. But it's pretty nice. I don't see my heart still. 127. See that? I'll learn how to control my rhythm. This is my time. No, honest thing about seriously, what game? It's like an uphill wall. Store come down a lot of hills. I got it. Crazy. I should have worn my pants.
Now I'm at 130, going down steadily. I think when you walk, because like stuff with this watch, when you're walking, moving so much with arms, I feel like one thing. Oh, stop a second. I would have anxiety attack just walking up to the store. One of the reasons why I never got into my body. So I have to kind of start from the beginning to get to the end, and I'm not doing it so I am doing this for the first time. This is my headset that comes with a, mic, by jack mic, but I didn't think the actual mic itself would work like all that great. I had noise suppressor on everything. So this is the only thing, an Xbox, my TV, and these things that are very expensive, real world, obviously, but these are the things, these are the things I take care of. Because, yeah, it is my show. But that's not why. Even Xbox and shit like that, or I'm sorry, even back in the day, I would take care of my toys and everything. One of this stuff's going to bother me because I'm walking. So, yeah, I don't even use my watch unless I come out to walk. I'm at 1,105 steps. And I go and get my coffee. Or it's not coffee. It's French vanilla. Let's get out of here. I get the hot French vanilla. It's low fat, regular. I'm going to get into my story and anything, don't worry. I'm just really about to walk in. People know that I do this, but it kind of looks weird. Anyway, I'm in my citadel. Just have to find it. It looks weird, and I don't want to get into this personal stuff in this video. So let's just say, for glory's sake. What's that? For glory's sake. What did he say? Oh my God. For glory's sake. For. Oh man, that's gonna mess me out. That's my line too. I use a lot of music lines. For glory's sake. Or something's sake. Oh my God. Whoa. That is 300. The second one. Rise of an Empire or some shit. Anyway, can't believe I fucked that up. It's probably because I'm going to be talking about something I haven't talked about really to anybody. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. Actually mind bending, talking about stuff like that. I also just realized, did I hit the wrong button? No, I didn't. How much does it have left? Doesn't make any sense. What am I supposed to take out? Whoa! I must have hit the button too fast. I meant to hit 20 and I hit 2. What did I hit? Oh God, tell me what did I just hit? I hit 2 and $40. Ah, shit, I needed that. I guess 2 is quick for 40? Or 6? Yeah, 6. Oh my God, I need that. That's weird. That's not even my account, is it? No. You don't need that though. I meant to take out $20 to get the thing, but anyway, I got the thing. So it's 2 takes out 6. I did not. Anyway, Alright, I'm gonna finish up this recording later, once everything out. And, I'm not getting anything over here. Alright, I just gotta stop this shit. Get out. Test. That's weird. Shit, I am recording, but don't. I'm pausing. Recording. Yeah. Hey. Alright, we're back. We got about shit. Yeah, I know it's coming out shitty. I don't have still. Nah, I was in and out actually. Should have told you the time we went in there, so I knew. It's 3:40 a.m. I'm actually going to be stopping this because I have no idea how long I've been recording. Actually, I do. You know what's funny on the top? I just noticed this for some reason. This probably has nothing to do. You guys are probably, what the hell is he talking about? So, it tells you your decimal. Okay? Right now, I'm not saying anything. Like, I won't say anything. It goes as low as 10 decimals. Right now, it's around 60. I stopped talking there. It went to 48. And this thing saves recording time the way I have it set. The mic does, not. I could do it personally. So usually I'm in there a lot longer. I get to talk to people, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, yeah, I got a long night. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to get off the recorder now so I can get some fun in before this is my walk. I like my nightly walk, or it's morning walk for you guys. And it is, I got to 1,467 steps, so whatever the hell that time was, difference. Add it up. And I want to get back to some Terrence Howard. What he said actually ties into my show before I even knew he was going to do or say the things he said. Alright, it says space available. 18,722 megabytes, which equals into 28 hours and 24 minutes. I have a lot of shit on here I need to get out. And it is windy. Alright, peace out. See you on the next segment, which will be the show for you. A lot of editing. Fuck me. This is... If they want to be heard, they can be heard. And you're like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm gonna ease you into this. This is like a lot of my life that I dealt with this. Well, a lot since I was in my 30s, and when I was younger, I went nuts over it. By the way, these are just like the number one, but spelled one, audio, ODIO, Fusion A70 headphones. They 72 hours battery life, mic sensitivity up to negative 42 dB, up to plus 3 dB. I'm on minus 3 dB right now, but plug in with a 3.5 or a 635. Input power 5 DC. Those who know their specs will know that this mic, this Fusion, basically look up high-res Fusion wireless DJ headphones, A70s, one audio. And I bought, just so you know, I'm not using it right now, the soundboard, the audio live equipment set, which is way, way better than the first one I bought, which is like laying in the basement. And it's just like, whatever. I might be able to still use some of it, but yeah, it's like plastic crap. And this is too, it's plastic crap, but it's way better put together, like plastic, I guess. This is the RHM Audio Live Equipment Set. Functional characteristic. I gotta hold this up one hand.
Alright, there's a reason why I'm telling you this. Real-time monitor function, 1200 AH battery, mAh battery capacity, could be used for more than 4 hours. Digital noise reduction, compatible with every freaking computer in the world, pretty much. 3 main ones. And there's so much more, but if you want to know, you can look it up. It's a sound card. The specifications are on the back. It's 4 times the size as the other one I had. Taking a pill for pain. Now, before you guys get too excited into this episode, I know I already put probably some things in. I won't be talking about the bigger stuff until I get, I hook up the RHM and all that. I am in an extraordinary pain. I've been moving constantly, and it's like, I think I'm overdoing it physically and mentally and not realizing it. I'm actually taking a 1-a-day vitamin, 65 plus, but I split it in half. My pops gave them to me. And I was looking for, I was like, I'm on the top of my safe looking for ibuprofen. This was yesterday. And they're right in front of me. And I'm looking, I can't find them. Just because they were not even 6 inches out of their normal spot. Oh my god, that almost fell. That would have sucked. So, that's just giving you some of the idea. I've talked to you guys about having ADHD, going through all that. You might be going through some of that yourself. So I'm going to dive into that a little bit, because that's going to basically tie into everything I'm about to tell you guys for the first time ever. And you might be like, well, what are you talking about? You've talked about some of this stuff. Yeah, of course. But I cannot tell the story without telling it with all this involved. I just don't know how to do it. It's where I'm going to skip important shit. So this might be a long episode. Like, really long. Alright, before I say anything, I don't have any sponsors for this show, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw a couple people up that I know. First, I'm going to hit up Richard Kaufman. Go check him out. He is brilliant. He has a book out that he put over 11,000 hours in, and signed a copy for me and just mailed it to me for free. Alright? That's his hard work, sweat and tears, and he just gave it to me. By the way, that's Richard Kaufman at Vertical Momentum. I always try to get these guys in here because, not that he needs it, that's a good thing when you're into that state of podcasting. Not that he needs any extra help from me, but I wouldn't feel right without at least saying thank you, Richard, for helping me out with the book. I'm on page, because I could read it really quickly, but then that's not right. I'm starting to get to page, let's see what you would know, table of contents, but like right past that, chapter 1, what an idiot. I guess I was reading shit and didn't realize. I'm not really a book reader, so I know what chapters are. Just didn't realize I wasn't on the first chapter. See, that's how good his book is. I didn't even realize I was on chapter 1. That's how much stuff he has in his book. And I know that was like kind of like a, make fun of me moment, but in hindsight, go back and think about that. I'm so far in, I'm only on chapter 1. By the way, it has 10 chapters, plus a bonus, 1 more chapter. By the way, that's the podcasting blueprint. Mastering purpose, power, and profit. How we hit over 2 million downloads. Richard Kaufman. And you got to go learn your 3 Ps. And I ain't talking about eating peas or going pee. I'm talking about the 3 Ps of Richard Kaufman. And, alright, let's get back onto this long journey. Long and weirding or winding road. I was just, I'm a movie quote nut. Let me explain a little bit on that one too. Like, I'll be sitting here in my head, I don't know if you guys do that, but I'll be talking to myself, which is technically not myself, which I'll get into, like I said, later. And I'll just start quoting, if I say something and I'll like quote it, and I'll be like, it could be anything, any movie, like, I like this job, I like this job, I like this job. And that's what kind of, day I get into. If I hear a song and it starts to bother me, I have to hear it. Happened to me last night. You know what it was? It wasn't really a song, I guess it was more of an orchestra. It was, 1 second. Too early. I constantly try to get something done, even when I'm in constant pain, telling me it's too early. All I asked if you made coffee. I made it earlier. I don't know if he got up. Yeah, you're welcome. For nobody who says it. Fucking shit I deal with. And if you can hear this is what I'm talking about right here. Yeah, pissing. Man, I'm probably taking a shit too. Oh my god. I didn't think you guys could hear that, so I'm gonna go back. I'm actually gonna stop this here. Oh my god, this fucking toilet. Yeah, always something.